Alrighty, so we are here with my newest plane. This is the Pelican. It's named that because it's a big cargo plane and it's got a massive nose that opens up like that. There is a ramp here that will come down. It's not currently all hooked up and working yet, so I won't do that. Obviously, it's going to open up slower and have a bit more system in place to make it look a little bit more realistic. But for now, that's what I've got. I make everything really quick, so that testing and the stuff doesn't take forever. It is going to be a crank start, so you have to pull the propeller here, or rather spin it. And then we do have wheel chocks here, so you're going to have to go and remove the wheel chocks on both the front wheels. Let's see here, we got a nice little Pelican back there. It is a tail dragger here, no suspension back there, so it is a bit rigid. We have a little storage back here. This is for little crates and stuff for smaller transport. We can turn on these mags. They aren't connected. Let's see. This is for Captain Cockerel's challenge. So it's got 2 pallets basically that you have to be able to transport. The pallets, last time I checked, were pretty close added together to the weight of the plane. But I did try flying with the pallets and it works great. Here's that ramp that will lower down. You're going to have some controls there whenever it's all done. We can crawl up here. This is how you get to the cockpit because it's above everything. So we do have a little bed back here. Cockpit lamp is right there, not connected. I'm going to have breakers and everything back here that you're going to have to fiddle around with pre-flight. Let's see, some wires and stuff going around. We do have wing access here, so we can jump up here. And we can do things like refuel here and maintenance on the engine and all of that. And we can jump back on down, close that up, and we can hop in the pilot seat. Pretty basic on controls. Obviously, this is not done. It's going to have an autopilot, but basically it's going to show you the heading that you are required to go to get to your waypoint, and then it's going to act as a heading hold, and you're going to actually have to bring yourself to that heading. And then it will hold you there once there. But I kind of like that. It feels a little bit more old school, and that's what I'm going for. I don't want it to have all the crazy fancy systems. I want this to be more like an old vintage plane, and I want it to feel like that. It does have fixed pitch propellers. Let's see here. We do have to increase the pitch for takeoff on this, just because the center of lift is a bit wonky. So we can turn over the engines here. We do have our one control here that actually works. That's going to be final, which is our parking brake. We have a throttle here. The idle's not set too well. That's my beacon. Old school beacons and stuff, these just spin, and it would appear like they're blinking. So I have to play around with that right now. For testing, it was just hooked up to that. We can take off our parking brake. Steering is opposite and very slow right now, but the back wheel does turn. And we'll just do a really quick takeoff. Not going to be good or anything like that, but this plane, last time I checked, is very stable, which is pretty nice, and it's got no stability or anything like that yet. No systems in this other than basically the engine working. So we'll straighten up, and we can throw this on. And there we go. Now it sounds crazy. Now I take off the prop pitch and it wants to go down. So we'll bring this down a little. So obviously we don't need to go up full throttle here. 80 and 70 is fine. Probably going to do a cruising speed of around 75% throttle or something like that. I don't have a speed. I think it goes around 160 knots. Let's see. It still goes down, so I got to play around with a few things still. But other than that, it's nice and stable. Flies fine. Still some controls and stuff you have to play around with. I am pretty happy with how those engines turned out so far. I do like the exhaust. It's crazy big, but I want this thing to be an environmental nightmare. Well, yeah, just look at it. It looks like it should, so. Engines are really annoying. I kind of like all the weird sounds, though. I want it to be like old systems and stuff. We'll turn this up a little so we can keep flying straight. There we go. We still need a bit of power, but they are flywheeled, which is what makes it sound a bit weird, which I do like. But it flies fine. All of the gear stays down. It's very basic right now, obviously. But I am actually pretty happy with how it's looking. It's definitely a weird plane, which I do like, and that was my goal. I gotta play around with all the stuff, because it was flying really well before. It's a little all over the... yeah, it's a little all over the place now. Like, obviously it's not bad, but we are turning and yawing for some reason, so I gotta figure that out. We can actually look at this. Okay, we're both equal there. Either way, this is just a little introduction to it. So you can see what I've been working on. Obviously a lot more decorating and a lot more systems work to go. I'm only on day 2 here, but I think it's going to be pretty fun whenever it's all done. And hopefully Captain will enjoy it. It's definitely one of the weirder builds and planes that I've done. But yeah.